the decision, Dan, to move Eli Apple to New Orleans. Can you tell us some context, if you will?
Second first-round pick from 2015 to be dealt in 2 days. So interesting. You know, you have turnover in leadership there with the Giants. You have Dave Gettleman coming in as GM, replacing longtime GM Jerry Reese, and really moving on from a lot of the guys that Reese had brought in, including now Eli Apple. This is a player a lot of people were surprised he was back with the Giants at all this year. Had some real issues last year with the outgoing coaching staff. Landon Collins, his teammate, went on the radio and called him a locker room cancer, like on the record, out loud on the radio. So this is a guy that had some serious issues with the team prior to this year. Everything I had been told was that those had been resolved and he was in good shape. 23-year-old guy had started playing better, but they decided to move on from him because you know, they're moving forward. You know, he had met with the new leadership, with Dan Gettleman and Pat Shermer at the start of the season and was assured a clean slate. But there could be many reasons, Tim, that factored into this choice.
Listen, sometimes things get repaired in a locker room, but, you know, it's never quite the same or the way that you would want it to be. And I think, you know, in terms of that, look, I think the Giants, when you look at where they are this season, and then you think about where the Saints are aspiring to go this season, I actually think it ends up making a lot of sense. And then if you think about the compensation, you're talking about a fourth and a seventh in future drafts for a guy that's played a lot of football and has certainly had some moments, and he's had some, some issues, as Dan alluded, in terms of dealing with the coaching staff and dealing with, guys on his team. But we know the Saints have a good pass rush. We know that they've got a good corner opposite Eli Apple. And they've got a good group of linebackers. I think they're trying to bolster up the secondary a little bit to have a legitimate shot at making a run.
No doubt. I mean, you heard even some grumblings, or possibilities about even Patrick Peterson. You know, they're looking for a guy to line up opposite Marshawn Lattimore, who's a Pro Bowl rookie, young corner. Eli's young. He's got length. He's got, deep speed. Maybe, it'll look better for him in New Orleans.
Well, the Giants released Eric Flowers. He was the 9th overall pick in 2015. That was October 9th. Now they trade Eli Apple, the 10th pick in 2016. So if you're doing the math, that's 2 recent top 10 picks for the Giants gone in a span of 2 weeks.